Yo, what up guys, Magic IQ here, and today I'm bringing you guys an absolutely broken build on the A+ GTI once again. Now, we've built this car about 2 times already here on the channel, but I just keep figuring out ways to get more power into this car, and with it being all the way towards off-road, it feels like there's capabilities of being able to take advantage of a lower grip setting in order to retain the same acceleration while in the dirt. Now, in terms of on-road use, it's actually a little bit slower if you take more of the tarmac routes, but if you really get good at taking those shortcuts on the off-road, this build is probably the most optimal with a way higher top speed and power ratio than anything else in the class. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get straight into it. Without further ado, the 190 mile per hour, 1000 horsepower basically GTI A+ build. Now, first things first, for the engines, we're actually going with the 4.9 liter V8 here. Okay, we're not going with the 4.3, although you can achieve similar numbers as you see I have, but the top speed does suffer. I think it gets to about 186, 185, with a redline tech being about 187. It doesn't really get much past the top speed with this car. You actually have to even redline tech this car to reach the top speed number that it says on paper, but we have stuck with the 4.9 liter V8 for this specific build. It also allows you to get more grip as well. If you use the other motor, you have less grip, higher power numbers, but a lower top speed. This is the overall better option. Now, for the engine parts, we are using a Pro induction, an Elite ECU, Elite fuel system, a basic exhaust, and an Elite single turbocharger, because you're almost always at redline with this car. There's really no reason to use a supercharger. You don't need any spool time. You're constantly at redline while the car is spinning, so you might as well take advantage of that with the single turbo and boost your top speed while you're at it. The stock nitrous bottle is staying sport on this car. We're using Elite off-road suspension. Now here's the kicker here. I have found that sport off-road tires in this car, although they do hinder the traction on-road, don't really affect it much off-road, and it also gives you a huge PI like deficit. It brings your points down a ton. If you see, I move up to the Pro tires here and we're already at 277. If I move to the Super tires, which we use on the old A+ build, we're at 286. So we're able to stuff a lot more power in this car because of those tires. Now, for the clutch, we're using a basic clutch as well as basic brakes. We're using a 5-speed gearbox for this build and an Elite differential with nitrous grip and drift auxiliaries as always. Now, as stated before, there's a 190 top speed, 5.50 to 60, and a 12.8 quarter mile, which both don't really matter. It kind of depends on what you're doing. If you're on the tarmac when you start, it's going to be that slow, if not slower. If you're on the dirt when you start, it's going to be quicker. Now, for the power numbers, we have 959 horsepower and 1,082 foot-pounds of torque. This thing is putting out a lot of power, and it actually does a pretty decent job of putting it down in the dirt. Now, for the handling, we're at 75% grip. If we jump up 1, sends us in the S class. Obviously, it's just too high, too much grip. The numbers on this car are very specific. Each time I move this, it's moving the overall rating. So I find that this car has certain pockets that you can fit it right into to get all the stats are right where you want them. I've found some crazy combos even for short tracks. So if you guys want me to keep putting out builds on this car, I literally have like 3 or 4 more builds for track specific setups, and this thing kind of dominates. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. If you guys want to see that, if not, then I'll just, keep them in the pocket and you can ask for them on stream. Steering sensitivity is right in the middle, and the downforce is all the way towards high. Traction control is off, and drift entry is gas or brake tap. Now, this build still pretty much is ran on off-road tracks, but I have found a setup that is very versatile and can be ran on both. If you guys want to see some on-road GTI setups for A+ class, maybe let me know. Or, like I said, you guys can come by the streams, ask for them specifically, and I'll give those out to you. But until I see you guys there, I appreciate you guys for tuning into today's video. If we could hit 80 likes on this video, I'm kind of trying to up the ante a little bit. I know I asked for 50 likes on every video, but let's go ahead and try for 80. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. It's been Magic IQ. I love you guys. Thank you guys for so much support recently and all that support on the vlog. It got over like 600 or 700 views or something like that. I really appreciate that for my first vlog. It makes me feel good to be able to go out and do IRL content and just kind of vlog my normal life. So I think I'm going to start doing more of that, and it encourages me to get out more as well. So I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.